So you did just mention as far as kind of verticals, and I know you've written quite extensively in the past about kind of vertical and versus kind of horizontal marketplaces, and I definitely wanted to bring that up as a talking point today.
Yeah. Well? So you're doing a vertical marketplace. I think most people are probably doing vertical marketplaces, would be my guess.
Yeah.
I think the conventional wisdom is vertical approaches, whether it's marketplaces or SaaS, is maybe a little bit lower risk, but also a little bit lower opportunity. And horizontals are, higher failure rates, but potentially higher opportunities. You look at the truly biggest marketplaces, eBay, Amazon, Alibaba, sort of things. Most of them are horizontal. There's some exceptions. You could argue Airbnb is a vertical, but of course they've started expanding into kind of all travel sort of stuff. For me, the debate between horizontal versus vertical, or trying to figure out which way to go, I think you can distill it down to what type of industry are we in, and what are the characteristics of the transaction. So how frequent is the transaction, and what's the price of the transaction? If you look at those two things, it creates this interesting dynamic. You have, okay, imagine super high frequency but super low price. That's things like Uber and Lyft and Postmates and DoorDash. And so they're highly verticalized, because nobody wants to spend a lot of time figuring out how to order food. You want to just click a button and it happens. And to get that experience, you kind of need a vertical, right? Because a horizontal is going to require more back and forth and stuff like that. And then there's the other side, what's super high price but super low frequency. And that leads to things like Zillow and Redfin and everything else, right? Where you buy a house once every 7 or 10 years or something on average, but a super high price. Now that can be verticalized, but the way you monetize it is totally different. Nobody wants the Uber for buying a house where you just click a button and you bought $1 million house. Like, nobody wants that. You want to be able to browse and search and research and talk to people and save listings and browse over the course of years, potentially, to find the house you're looking for. So those extremes, I think, work very, very well as verticals. But then there's everything else. Then there's everything, you think services like locksmiths and plumbers and stuff like that. And why is there no Uber for locksmiths? Well, actually there are. I think I got 3 pitches for the Uber for locksmiths. Hopefully nobody is working on that business, because I can tell you right now, it's not going to work. The dynamics are terrible. I've maybe spent $300 in my life on locksmiths, and I don't need an app for that. I can go to Yelp or Craigslist or whatever, because I use it so infrequently that a little bit of extra pain and effort to make that happen is no big deal. I'm not going to spend the time to go find some amazing vertical service for something I use so infrequently. And so the opportunity, when you think about all those services, it has to be grouped as a horizontal, right? The only way to get the frequency up is to expand across a whole bunch of different verticals. So there may very well be a great horizontal marketplace that does all home services, gardening and fence repair and gutter cleaning and locksmith. But if you group every single thing together, then you can have an interesting marketplace. And that's what you have things more like Thumbtack, frankly, more like oDesk, Upwork. Those are the things where, you group those all as a horizontal, and it can be a really big business.